Hey guys, thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Mark. In this video, I wanted to discuss that feeling we have when we're, almost feel directionless. We don't know what to do. The mind seems to be quiet, so that's a good thing, but we can't really get in sync or aligned with our inner being. It just feels like there's something missing. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to explain it, and it's going to clear up a lot for you guys. Before we get started, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate you clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are sure to not miss my future videos as I release them. Thank you. So we get into these situations where I call them quiet, they're quiet mind. We've done a lot of healing, a lot of clearing. Emotions don't seem too charged anymore. But yet we really don't have this period of direction. What are we supposed to be doing, with our life? Maybe we can't align with a purpose. We don't have a definite purpose. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. So that in and of itself might lead to a little bit of depression, or as people like to term it, soul searching, right? To put it in perspective, before we went through this healing process and healed a lot of these densities within our body, the mind was easily distracted. When we would get bored, the mind would kick in, and the mind would say, okay, we need to be doing this, or we need to be doing that, or this or that, or whatever. And the mind always has to have something to be doing. So being in a quiet mind situation, meaning that we've grounded a lot of our soul's energy, a lot of higher vibrational energy, and we're just sitting present with it, it may feel uncomfortable in the beginning. We're just not familiar with that. It is completely opposite of our programming, right? Because we're taught we want to work hard. You have to work hard to succeed. You always have to be doing to get ahead. We have to compete with everybody. Isn't that what we're told, right? So quiet mind can feel very foreign. And I've had periods of this recently too, where I feel almost like, okay, I don't have a lot happening in my mind. There really isn't a whole lot of thought going on, not a lot of thought processes happening, but yet why can't I grab that piece of inspiration? Why can't I align and have the clarity that I need so that I can move forward? And I've been finding myself in those situations a lot. And the very key to that, which I just stated, was the need. Okay, why can't I find what I need? And that right there is the paradox. When we're needing something, we lack something. And when we lack something, we are coming at it from the perspective of the mind. So that in and of itself kind of puts the brakes on the process, kind of puts the brakes on being able to be in alignment and be in tune with your higher self. So when we're in this no mind presence, this no mind state, and we don't work to really anchor that. So, when the mind's quiet, what we want to do is we want to turn inside and really get in there deeper. We want to anchor, we want to do our meditation, our breath work, all that kind of good stuff to really anchor that. Because what's going to happen if we don't do that is the mind's going to say, well, there ain't a whole lot going on here. And very subtly, these programs are going to start kicking up, these subconscious programs of we need to feel or do something. So the mind is going to start grabbing onto whatever fragments of these dense emotions are left within your energetic field. Okay, so maybe there's going to be something that you've dealt with that hasn't bothered you. You've cleared. You thought you've cleared it. It's gone. Well, the mind is going to turn to that and start to energize it. And it's doing this because it's searching. The mind always has to be doing something. So when we sit in this quiet mind and we do not take an active role from a consciousness, from an awareness standpoint, and do something, give our mind some sort of task, the mind is going to go seek. And the mind will always go seek what it knows, because those are habits. We need to create new habits for the mind in order to get it to flip. Okay, so we want the mind stopping from looking outward. We want to turn it inward and allow it to follow our lead into our heart center, into our soul's energy, and allow it to look there for things to do. So in order to do that, the mind doesn't know this. We need to take the lead and show it. Okay? So we do this by giving the mind tasks that are in alignment with our soul's energy. Well, maybe we can't come up with anything that we need to be doing because we're not anchored enough to be able to perceive that, right, in our awareness. So what do? We anchor more. We get more present. We turn in and we give the mind something to do. We focus on breath work. Conscious breath work is a great tool, okay, because what it does is it takes the mind and flips it into the body. And when you focus your awareness and attention on moving your breath throughout your body, your mind will follow. And when your mind follows, it gets your mind off and away from these remnants, these fragments of this dense energy that still may be hanging out in your energetic field. So we don't give it an opportunity to charge that, okay? Because if we do, it will lock in on these things, and then that emotional charge will continue to build, and it's going to pull you out of you're out of alignment, out of center. So we turn the mind inward and we give it a task. Now the task is in alignment with our highest, greatest good. And we do that. And if we can't find or align with what we're supposed to be doing physically, that's okay. We continue to do this work. We'll go out, we'll take walks in nature. We'll go outside. We will give our mind something to focus on that is out in nature and in alignment with our greatest good. So maybe we'll focus the mind in on the birds. Can we hear the birds? We'll look around, we'll look for maybe beautiful flowers or beauty in nature, things like that, things that are very high vibrational, aligned with Gaia, aligned with Earth, and aligned with our greatest good. So we do that. And as we do that, we pull that in and we anchor it into the body while breathing at the same time. Okay, so we find these vibrations, these frequencies that make us feel good out in nature, and we breathe them in and we ground them into our body. Okay, this keeps the mind engaged in an activity, which again, the mind is going to always be looking to be engaged in an activity, but we keep it engaged in an activity that is aligned to our greater good. And what's going to happen going forward is that we're going to start to realize that our mind is starting to shift its habits, and it's going to start to do that automatically. So we're going to be kept in alignment with the full support of our subconscious mind because we're changing these habits and changing these patterns. Okay? So when you're feeling these, this no mind scenario, when you're not really inspired and you sit with that very, for a while, the mind is going to start to charge into these fragments of these densities, and maybe you're going to start to worry about things you thought you let go. So focus on taking that opportunity in no mind, because no mind is an excellent signal. What that again is saying that you are ready. You're sitting in your car. Basically, you've been handed a brand new sports car, okay, and you've been handed the key. You're sitting in the car with the key in your hand, just waiting to stick it in the ignition and start rolling. And when we don't do that, we start to focus on things that maybe aren't related to that task. So it's time to start driving when we're in this no mind situation. And again, we're going to do that by taking some sort of action so that we could get the mind engaged and involved in what's happening. And we do that by not allowing it to go to the old. We show it a new way, and we bring it inside, and we tell it that anytime you're looking for something, this is the direction we go, because this is the direction we're here for. This is our salvation. This is how we want to move forward. This direction is the path to give us everything that we want. Okay? So next time you're feeling that, and a lot of times that no mind could feel almost like a spiritual depression, sometimes almost like another dark night of the soul, because this could last for periods of time. And really what's going on again is that we're in a new situation that we're really not familiar with. So we need to learn how to maneuver within it and get the mind on board and give the mind a direction and show it the path we want to move forward in. And when we can do that and stop looking externally for our purpose or what we're supposed to be doing, just get the mind turned inward and use the tools and the modalities that we already know and are familiar with, that's going to anchor more of that consciousness. It's going to get us more in alignment and bring the mind and the subconscious mind on board. Retrain it, create new habits that are all in alignment for your greatest good. And as you continue to do that, you will get in touch with what's coming through in actions in things that you're supposed to be doing. You're going to see a synchronicity, and instead of just saying, wow, what does that mean? You're going to know what that means, okay? Because the whole you, your mind and your body, is in alignment with your soul. And you will know exactly how you're supposed to move forward with that. So I hope this video helped. If you guys have any comments, please leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. I would really appreciate that. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys.